interior.
My name is Dociu. I'm the studio art director for ArenaNet and project art director for the Guild Wars series, including Guild Wars 2. Well, I can only speak from an art standpoint. The game is gonna be really rewarding, hopefully, visually, for all our fans who have enjoyed the first game. This should really, knock their socks off, so to speak. We are planning on achieving a much higher artistic level, and we have developed really extremely powerful tools and the new graphics engine. So we're basing the game from an art standpoint still on the core values that have been so well received with the audience with the first game, and kind of expanding, elaborating, adding new tricks, technical tricks, and also just adding scope and artistic quality. So we are having extremely high hopes from this next game. Well, as far as art direction is concerned, I can speak forever about it. It's what I do. We had to make some important choices really up front, basically on where to situate ourselves stylistically. So on one hand, we want the game to be accessible and appeal to a wide audience. And on the other hand, we need to stand out and distinguish ourselves from the competition. And these are oftentimes kind of mutually exclusive goals. The more stylish you go, or the more pure and hardcore stylistically, the more you narrow your audience. The more realistic you go, you broaden your audience, but you lose your visual identity. So we had to kind of make course corrections and kind of establish right about what we consider as the sweet spot stylistically. But that being said, I also believe strongly that what sets us apart is just a unique attention to detail and to quality, and this handcrafted quality or aspect that really permeates all facets of the visual of the visuals of the game. From concept art to character design and costumes and creature design, to environments, to user interface, of course cinematics, and all the way through packaging and visual branding. We're trying to make sure that there is a common sensibility that ties it all nicely into a solid package. So I think we're doing a pretty good job at that. Also, speaking of cinematics, it's an area where we're trying to really innovate by combining a lot of painted 2D environments and art assets with 3D assets that are rendered in real time, and compositing them in real time thanks to this extremely powerful compositing software that we have developed in-house. We are hoping that it's gonna turn out to be a really innovative way of telling stories, and which will set us apart from everybody else, while it also allows us to take full advantage of the gigantic body of concept art that we've generated over these last couple of years.
Get back!
Oh, absolutely. There's a huge number of ideas that we really had to put on hold with Guild Wars 1 simply because the technology wasn't there. And this time around, with all these advancements that the new engine allows for, we are able to, bring many of these ideas to fruition. But it's also the case that some of our new ideas are still too ambitious for the current level of technology, and we'll put them on hold and save them for future games. Our whole lighting system is completely revamped and extremely powerful. Our map editing tools, which allow us to build maps that are much larger than the first time around. Our content editing tools that allow us to populate the maps with characters and creatures. All these elements come together to allow us much more epic worlds, much bigger size-wise, as well as much richer, much more alive. I wouldn't want to, isolate or one particular art asset over everything else, because as a whole, the game is so much more complex and rich and deep that I think it's night and day compared to the first one. Yeah, I'm glad you're asking about environments. Environments are very, very dear to me. I'm a strong believer that in many games, environments are underutilized, and terrain in general is treated kind of just as a background, for the action. I believe very strongly that the terrain and the environments in general should come across as the most powerful character of the game. I mean, there's just so much there to work with, and so many opportunities that if you don't take advantage, it's just a waste. So we will have a very wide variety of environments as far as types of terrain, weather systems, and lighting effects, all the infinite almost bag of tricks to our disposal. I'm not exaggerating. Our environment editing tools are so extremely complex and deep that they allow us, pretty much to accomplish anything we set our minds to. As far as the cities, I can tell you this: all the races will have starting areas that, as far as the size and the richness of these starting areas, their hometowns, so to speak, they will surpass anything you've ever seen. I can promise this. You may have seen already a little bit of the humans' hometown, and the size of it is just epic, and you can spend weeks just wandering around and hanging out in the city, and all the other races will have somewhat comparable starting areas. Yes, absolutely. Each race has not just their own city, but their unique architecture, their unique culture, which comes clearly across in the visual vocabulary that defines their environments. I don't want to, speak too soon, but I guess you guys all know that we'll have 5 races, and the Silvari is one of the races, and the Char are another one. So I would say these are probably as opposed as far as the sensibility of their environments and their culture as it gets. Yeah. So the Silvari, rely heavily on growing, kind of a controlled growth of their environment, where it's a very plant-like race, and everything is kind of growing organically, yet subjected to certain rules, aesthetic rules, and some kind of energy or magic that allows them their ability to form this growth into anything they want as far as structures. And on the other hand, we have the Char, who are really kind of into heavy metal processing and fire and smelting and gears and all this really macho sensibility about them. From the all the tiny little details and set dressing, from a bowl or a cup or a chair, or the smallest utensils hanging around their environment, to the most grand structures in their world. Everything kind of carries strongly the same sensibility. I would like to thank all our fans worldwide for having the patience and putting up with us and allowing us the time to make this game the way we want it and not cut corners. So we are hoping that the time that we're putting towards it will pay off, and this patience they've had will be well worth it.